This is my happy dance for all of your teacher certification-y things going on. So, guess who just learned that her camera has a soft, sharp focus option? So I was just outside at a, festival thing that we're having in the quad for Be Good to Your Environment. And I was going to do this out there, originally, but then it got cold. I actually wasn't going to be there as long as I'd intended to, but then I ran into people. And we had a drum circle. And we just were longer than usual. I can still... The next band is starting up. I left after the last one did. I can hear it, but I doubt you can. The background noise filter's probably acting up there. You'll also notice that my face is in this shot more. Is that better? And I decided that... Well, you still haven't asked me a new question in 2 videos nonetheless. So... if you're not going to shave, which I think is very unsportsmanlike, your other option is to make your next video entirely in questions. No statements allowed. That way you have to ask me one. And you're also talking about your lesson plan-y things for, like alternative lifestyle sorts of things. It reminded me of when when the entire rest of my family went on the Star Trek cruise. They found one person who, his name was Ralph Potts, and he wrote this book called, I think it's called Vagabonding, but I don't remember if that's what it was called, but that's what it was about. Like, this guy ditched any money and whatnot and just took off wandering around and doing odd jobs and hitchhiking and all sorts of things just to get around the country. And I don't remember any more than that. I remember that Jason wanted to go vagabonding for like a year and a half afterward. But it was an alternative lifestyle, and that's, I don't know if it's useful or not, but it was interesting. As for phoning tomorrow, this is International Film Festival week in my building, so I'm going to be spending a good chunk of my time this weekend downstairs watching movies. I'm doing a Ponyo, starts at 6:30 tonight, and as long as it starts on time, it will be able to finish before I have to take off for work. So, here's hoping. And tomorrow I've got a handful of them watching too. One of them, again, starts at 6:30, so I don't imagine... Yeah, the next one after that starts at 8:30. I wanted to see it, but it's not going to exactly work. So I think just like a 9 o'clock phone call tomorrow is what we're going to do. I had a busy day yesterday, so now I'm just going to recap that for probably the rest of the video, because what did I do? We had the honors convocation where a ton of us got honor awards, and it was overall a ceremony and all pomp and circumstance, and clearly not my thing, but there were some highlights, such as, this is the only time I will ever have a voiceover in my life. Shaver kissed me on the cheek. Nobody else, just me. We had this a cappella group who came in, and they sang one, I don't know, normal song, and then they went into this massively Samson-y religious one, and my friend of sorts, Coz, was sitting like 2 people down, and so they start going, and we just keep looking at each other. He was horrified, I was happily aghast. It just seems like such a strange thing to be singing there. There's a staff that looks like Saruman's that holds some sort of importance to the entire thing, the ceremony, and so one of the old ladies in robes was carrying it around. So it was like we were being given awards by wizards. Then I ushered for a play that was going on called She Stoops to Conquer, which I think was based off of this one guy's, I don't know, like William Hartnell. I don't remember what his name was. But he was 1800s, I think. I don't remember if he was, I assume he was British. But he did all these woodcuts, and he did these, like, series of woodcuts. So, like, pictures that all were of the same people just kind of following along in a story. And I think that's what it was based off of, this play. I'm not sure if it was written by one of the professors here, or if it's an actual play. But it was funny. The main plot is this guy is betrothed to this woman who he's never seen before. And so he goes to an inn he goes to a tavern that's near the place, and to ask for directions, am I going the right place and everything, and he runs into, unknowingly, her cousin or brother or somebody, and he's just he's just a guy who just likes to fool around with people. And, so he convinces him that the house where she lives is an inn, and so he goes to the inn, and so there are all these misunderstandings about, like, with the dad who he thinks is the innkeeper, and, the dad's trying to be always there and helping this, and then the guy is just ordering him around to do this and that, and he's like, the cheek of it all. But he didn't say cheek. He had, impudence, I think was the word that he used all the time. And that was the main plot, and, it was sort of chick flicky, but it was cute, it was funny, too. And I think that's about all I got. Because, well, I don't know why. I just went to the thrift store. I figured, after having the honors convocation, I wasn't sure what to wear, so I just kind of went with the usher things. I had like a black pants, white blouse, purpley scarf on, and it's the same white shirt that I've been using since my 7th grade chorus concerts. So I figure it's got pit stains in it. The sleeves go up to about here. It needs to be changed out. So I just went to the thrift store and I got my hands on a new one that seems like it'll actually fit and not be too short everywhere. So it was $5. So it's not bad. It's a nice shirt. Yeah, I think that's really what I've done. I've been reading more of The Host. Can I defend Stephenie Meyer here? I mean, just for me. I mean, Twilight, I will give you, is a very, very cliched plot, and the book is all about romance. But Stephenie Meyer is good about her characters. She, character building, watching the relationships all unfold, and seeing who does what for who and how things change. I mean, her books are all about the people. And, I mean, that's my thing when I read. I mean, I need to stop saying I mean. But I read YA books, largely because, Bildungsroman, which is coming of age in German. Those kinds of books are just my thing, because the whole point of the book is to watch this one character change and evolve and just get better him or herself. And Stephenie Meyer's she's good at peopling. She's good at her characters. And The Host has an added bonus of having a somewhat more original plot, too. They're kind of like Yerks, but not evil Yerks. Well-meaning Yerks in their own way. And prettier, too. And they don't need to go into those regeneration pools every 3 days. What did they do? No, they had some sort of rays or waves in there. That's what they needed to survive. I don't remember. I just remember it was yellow or something in the TV show. Okay, so this is where we're leaving off then. I just came back in. I peed and then I turned on the computer to do this, so I don't have any tea right now. But I'm thirsty as heck. So it's on the list to happen shortly. So, cheers.